Morning, corporate services. Can you hear me, please?
Good morning, speaker. Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you, Kailin. Could you just make me a presenter, please? And then I'm sending somebody up. I don't have a chat box.
Gaan so laat ek sien waar is jou hoe sien jou kalender is.
Please put your microphones off, councillors.
Hallo Sean, ek probeer inskakel.
Good morning, councillors. It is now 10 o'clock. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome the Executive Mayor, the Executive Deputy Mayor, Chief Whip, all the councillors, and also the administration to this meeting on the special council meeting on the 22nd of May. And without any further ado, I'd like for council to have the roll call taken. First of all, can I ask Councillor Marcel Kleinans to open in prayer, please?
Morning, Speaker. Am I audible?
Continue, Councillor.
Heavenly Father, thank you very much for this morning, for giving us the opportunity to come to be awake by yourself, Lord. You are the giver of life. You are the giver of peace. You are the Lord of Lords. I pray this morning, Lord, that you be with our speaker. They should be with each and every counselor. Give us the wisdom to do decisions, Lord, to make sure that our communities out there will benefit from those. In Jesus' name, I thank you. Amen.
Thank you, Councillor. Just as a warning for you, I would presume if you are talking later in the meeting that you move to a better signal area. You were a bit breaking up. With that, I'd like to ask for corporate services to please do the roll call for us.
Good morning, Speaker. Morning, everybody. Councillor Adams.
Morning, everyone. Hi, says I'm present.
Councillor Alexander.
Morning, everybody. Present.
Councillor America.
Goeiemôre Speaker, goeiemôre almal, teenwoordig.
Councillor Barnard.
Good morning, present.
Councillor Brown.
Morning, Rosemary, present.
Councillor Busak.
Good morning, Rosemary. I'm present.
Councillor Carolus.
Good morning, present.
Councillor Clark. Councillor Kuris.
Good morning, present.
Councillor Cronje.
Good morning, present.
Councillor Dutoy.
Goeiemôre Rosemary, ek is teenwoordig.
Councillor Esau.
Goeiemôre ook teenwoordig collega's.
Councillor E.D. Vigland.
Present and Rose, good morning.
Councillor R.G. Vigland.
Good morning, everybody. R.G. Vigland present.
Councillor Fry.
Good morning, everybody. Councillor Fry, present.
Councillor Gom.
Morning, present.
Councillor Greef.
Goeiemôre, Rosemary, teenwoordig.
Councillor Gultik.
Good morning, everyone. Councillor Gultik present. Thank you.
Councillor Hani.
Good morning, everyone. I'm present.
Councillor Jantjies.
I am, thank you.
Councillor Jay.
Teenwoordig, môre.
Councillor Johnson.
Good morning, I'm present.
Councillor Kleinans,
Teenwoordig, goeiemôre.
Alderman Kritzinger,
Good morning, Ms. Bredekamp and colleagues. I'm present.
Councillor Kruger, Councillor Lemini,
Goedemorgen, vertegenwoordig.
Councillor Linto, Councillor Lose,
Well, Lando is present. Thank you.
Councillor Lose, Councillor Lau,
Councillor Lowe apologized, as did the other two good councillors, Rosemary.
Councillor Mantele,
Good morning, Councillor Mangala present.
Councillor Mbeti,
Morning, Marose, I'm present.
Councillor E.T. Mdaka,
Morning, Councillor Mdaka present.
Councillor F. Mdaka,
Morning, everyone. I'm present.
Councillor Mrukuli, Councillor Nietla,
Goedemorgen, teenwoordig.
Councillor Mkukuli present.
thank you. Councillor Niels,
Morning, Niels present.
Councillor Ntondini,
Goeiemorgen allemaal. Present.
Councillor Peterson,
Morgen, Rosemary, teenwoordig.
Councillor Philander, Councillor
Apology.
Councillor Katana,
Morning, everyone. I'm present.
Councillor Kampi,
Morning, everyone. Can't be present.
Councillor Rusa,
Good morning, Rose. I'm present. Good morning, everybody.
Councillor Cyphers,
Present, goedemorgen, Rosemary.
Councillor Summers,
Summers present.
Councillor Smart,
Present, Rosemary. Good morning.
Councillor Snyman,
Present, Rosemary.
Councillor Standard,
President Rosemary, good morning.
Councillor Toto,
Good morning, President Rosemary.
Alderman van Niekerk,
Good morning to all. I'm present.
Alderman van Wyk,
Good morning, Rosemary. I'm present.
Councillor von Brandes,
Present, Rosemary. Thank you.
Councillor R. Foster, apology, Councillor S. Foster,
Good morning, I'm present.
Councillor Wessels,
Good morning, Rosemary. I'm present.
Councillor Windwy.
Goedemorgen, Rosemary, teenwoordig.
Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Rosemary. Just one question, please. Could you also acknowledge Councillor Lamini, who was sworn in yesterday?
I did call his name.
Sorry, my headphones aren't working correctly. Okay. Councillors, and then also the application for leave, Chief Whip.
Chairperson, I only had the three councillors from Good, Councillors Lowe, Philander and Forster, who indicated they were busy with party work. Thank you.
Thank you. And then Emin.
Morning, Speaker. Morning, everybody. No, there are no apologies from the administration.
Thank you very much. I'd like to take this opportunity then to ask Council for a minute's silence in retrospection of the recent disaster, if you don't mind, please. So can we just have a silence for 1 minute, please? Thank you very much, councillors. We're going to continue. Chief Whip, I believe you say that the sound is breaking up. We have a few people complaining about the same thing. One of my gripes at the moment is that I have the same issue, that they are busy looking at corporate services. I understand that you have a problem with that, but they are addressing it now.
Speaker, there's several people that have sent me messages saying that they can hardly hear a word that you're saying.
Okay, they are busy looking at
okay,
the
and I've had a, sorry, Speaker, I don't want to be rude, but I've had a suggestion that we should maybe just log out and log in again. I don't know if that would help, but there's several people battling.
Okay, could I ask then that we ask for 5 minutes, that we try and get everybody back, because I can hear some people are perfect. It's connections on certain computers and not on all of them. So I'm going to give you 5 minutes. Quarter past, I'm going to continue with the disclosure.
Sorry, Speaker, but we can
Anybody
hear
that's
clear.
Yeah. For those of you that are breaking up, I'm going to ask that you log out and try and log back in again. And I'm going to resume in 5 minutes to make sure that everyone has the opportunity. This is important, that we need everybody to attend. We're going to resume at quarter past. Chief Whip. Could I just check my microphone now that I've tried something different?
You're very clearly audible, Speaker, on my side.
I can hear nothing now. Councillor Kruger, your hand is up. Can you test your microphone?
Thank you, Speaker. I'm just testing, as I believe I was not audible in the roll call. Can you hear me clearly now?
I can hear you clearly. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Thank you, councillors. I believe we're all back online. Can we just confirm, Rosemary, that we are a quorum and we can continue, please? Rosemary, did you hear me?
Speaker, yes, I can hear you. It's just Councillor Clark that did not respond on the roll call, during the roll call, and also Councillor Lawsey. I don't have anybody else that did that are not present.
Okay, Chief Whip.
Chairperson, Councillor Lawsey, Creer, and a few others indicated in the chat box.
Thank you very much. We're going to continue. The next item on the agenda then is item 2, which is disclosure of interest by councillors, Schedule 7 of the Code of Conduct for councillors, item 6, and disclosure of benefits by municipal staff members, item 5 of the Code of Conduct for municipal staff members. Do we have anything to declare? I see no hands. I'm going to continue. Matters at the discretion of the Speaker. I have none. Confirmation of the minutes of the previous meetings, 4.1. Minutes of the special E-Council meetings held on the 24th of April. Do we have a proposer and a seconder, please?
Chair, if I may, before you do that.
Carry on.
I received a message from Councillor Smart, who just asked that an amendment be made to the minutes. And I'm just reading action op die minutes dat daar nie vir my verskoning gemaak is nie, 24 uur se special council meeting. So I'm not too sure if you're dealing with the minutes of the 24th now, but Councillor Smart apologized and it's not in the minutes. Thank you.
We are dealing with the minutes of the 24th of April. That is therefore read in. Could we please change that to read that he was present or he made a declaration that he was going to be absent? Thank you. Do we have a proposer and a seconder, please?
Rules propose.
Councillor Cyphers, seconds.
Ms. Bredenkamp, your hand is up.
Speaker, on page 6 of the minutes, it's indicated there that Councillor Smart applied for leave and it was approved.
Okay, thank you very much for bringing that to our attention. We'll continue then. Item 5, reports to Council. Council, at this point of time, I'd like to point out that 5.1 and 5.3 have been turned around, and the adoption of the second review of the 5th Generation Integrated Development Plan needs to serve before the multi-year budget. So therefore 5.1 should be adoption of the second review of the 5th Generation Integrated Development Plan, which has been withdrawn. And then we'll continue with 5.2, the adjustments budget 23 and 24, budget for May 24, and the Executive Mayor, you may table it, please.
Thank you, Speaker. This adjustment budget relates to the tragic event that we've experienced over the last few weeks, where I think as council will be aware that the building collapsed very close to the municipal precinct here in York Street, the building collapsing in Victoria Street. And as a result of that, we as a municipality had to incur unforeseen and unavoidable expenditure in undertaking the rescue and recovery operation in relation to this collapsed building. This entailed our entire emergency services being brought on scene, as well as the matter being reported as a disaster to the Western Cape Disaster Management Committee, which then mobilized the necessary assistance from both the province and other municipalities, and in particular the city of Cape Town then mobilized various teams to come into George, along with specialist teams that are based in Worcester, in the Breda Valley, to deal with these type of situations. SAPS also mobilized certain specialist search and rescue teams to come and assist. And I think what we all experienced over that next week through to last Friday was an extraordinary operation of absolute precision and discipline, and a very well-organized rescue where ultimately 33 lives were lost and 29 persons were rescued, some of whom are still in hospital. Initially, the numbers had been adjusted upwards to possibly 81 persons involved on the site, and it was only due to reconciliation over the period of that of the tragedy that the numbers were then adjusted downwards, and only once the final amount of rubble was removed from the site could it be determined that there were no other unaccounted for persons. During the course of that exercise, there was a need between the municipality and province to make a decision, an urgent decision, to call in specialist equipment, heavy-duty equipment, which then had to be moved by low bed from Cape Town through to George, so that that work could be undertaken, which has resulted in enormous amount of additional expenditure and unexpected expenditure. And most of this expenditure that has been incurred on site, there is an intention to recover that from the owner of the property. But ultimately, it may well be that the municipality is still left with certain of this expenditure. So in accordance with legislative prescripts, we therefore need to bring this to council, as I'm now doing today, so that we can then, in terms of Section 28(2)(c) of the MFMA, then deal with this expenditure, which then needs to be brought onto our budget for the current financial year ending June 30, and then to make provision for that. And at this stage, I want to certainly express my condolences and sympathies to each of those families who have been affected and who have lost loved ones, and also best wishes for the recovery of those persons who were injured during this tragic event. What also is quite clear that many of the workers, certainly all of those workers who recovered or were saved from that site, along with the members of the rescue team, probably do need to undergo counselling to deal with the aftermath of this very tragic event. We were also totally overcome by the generosity of the public, of businesses, of non-profit organizations, people across the board who came forward and very generously made donations, provided refreshments, provided food, and provided other services as well to the teams that were working here over that period of time. Many hundreds of people worked every single day on this site and in dealing with this tragic event. And we do express our gratitude for all of the goodwill that was expressed during this period of time. Last Friday, the municipality then handed over the site to the South African Police Services, who are conducting their investigation, and in turn, SAPS will be handing the site over to the Department of Employment and Labour, who are also busy with their own investigation into this matter. and the a meeting has been held with the developers to ensure that they bear the costs and undertake the work that is needed to make this site safe and secure from for any other persons who may encroach too closely to the site, and in respect of the adjoining buildings and properties. No doubt this, as indicated, investigations are underway to look at the reasons and the causes of this building collapsing. And in that regard, the Western Cape government appointed on the day after this event, they appointed a firm of consulting engineers to undertake an investigation. The municipality has also appointed a firm of structural engineers to look into this entire matter and to investigate what took place. The Engineering Council of South Africa, we understand, has also launched its own investigation. And it is quite clear that a building of this nature should not just simply collapse, and therefore the reasons and the causes of this building collapse need to be interrogated to make sure that we do not see a disaster of this nature in the future. So that will be an ongoing process, and no doubt will take a fair amount of time for this to be resolved. I think that gives us sort of a breakdown of what has taken place in the period since this tragedy up to now, and accordingly tabling this adjustment budget. Thanks, Speaker.
Thank you very much. The next person to speak on this item is Councillor Wessels. You have 3 minutes.
Good morning, Speaker. Thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for the Mayor for the thorough tabling and explanation of the circumstances. I would just also like to take this opportunity, firstly, to send my condolences to the affected families, and also to give a huge thanks to the municipal administration, the Dr. Gratz and all the various teams for the way you have handled this absolute tragedy. So from my side, thank you very much for that. Just maybe a breakdown of the adjustments that is now to follow. So it's human resources, which is contracted services, is 100,000. Fire services, overtime, non-structured, is 500,000. Traffic services, overtime, non-structured, it's 500,000. And then if we move to page 84, in law enforcement, there's also an overtime for 500,000, and then a fire services operational cost, which is the higher charges, which is 6.25 million. So that is a total adjustment of 7.85 million. And with that, I propose the recommendation. Thank you very much, Speaker.
Thank you very much. The next person to speak on this item is Councillor Hani. You have 2 minutes.
Good morning, Speaker and the fellow councillors. On this item of 5.2, it refers to the disaster that occurred in Victoria Strait on the 6th of May. We want to express our sincere condolences to the families that have lost loved ones. We as ANC, we fully support to the adjustment of the allocation to the disaster, to the clear up of the collapse of the building, of the block of the flats in Victoria Street. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor. The next person to speak on this item is Councillor Peterson. You have 3 minutes.
Mr. Mayor, the proposed adjustment budget refers. Firstly, we as the PBI would once again want to offer our deepest condolences to the families that suffered loss during this tragic ordeal. Our hearts and minds are with those who have had to deal with the questions about what happened and how it could have been avoided. We also would like to thank the first responders, volunteers, and the public at large for coming together to lend a hand during this unfortunate incident. Mr. Mayor, the prescripts of the Disaster Management Act is very clear about reporting and what measures should be in place to mitigate disasters. The fact that this disaster happened within walking distance of the municipality is concerning. We hope that those responsible for this calamity will be brought to book in order to bring closer to the affected families. Mr. Mayor, we notice that no mention is made about the prescribed percentage of the approved budget that cannot be exceeded. This raises questions about transparency, as it once again is expected of council to rubber stamp expenses. We hope that the new mayor will be more transparent when it comes to these types of expenditure, and that expenses incurred will be according to the latest legislative framework. Mr. Mayor, we further notice that no provision was made for these type of occurrences. The property where this disaster happened could not have been suitable for the building that was erected. The previous building was demolished due to damp and the attributes of the earth. The real disaster here was the approval of the plans for the building that was erected and that collapsed. Mr. Mayor, we noticed that the complete total of expenses is not reflected in the tables, as the total only reflects expenses until the 13th of May. This does not bode well, as all expenses incurred should serve before council for approval. This opens the door for expenses not approved to be inserted and opens the door for possible financial misconduct. Mr. Mayor, we are aware that a few cases of financial misconduct served before council and hope that this will not happen in future again. Mr. Mayor, once again, we would like to thank everyone involved during the recovery and cleanup operation. We hope that future contingency plans will address a disaster of this nature in George. I thank you.
Thank you very much. The next councillor to speak on this item is the councillor from EFF, Councillor Lamini, on your first speech in council.
Good morning, everyone. As the EFF, we must condone our deepest condolences to those who lost their lives during this incident. We hope that everyone involved in this thing, all those contractors, that they will be arrested if it can be shown that they did not follow procedures, that they will be arrested and they will be brought to book. We further we need to make sure that we understand what happened to the building plans, and we want to make sure and we want everyone to know that if it happens that there was some crooked or if there was some shortcuts been taken on the building, that those people or those plans or those things need to be addressed, and those people they need to charge, and then they need to go to jail. On the other hand, as the EFF, we can assure you that we will not rest, and that we will make sure that we follow up on all these investigations, because the lives that's been lost is our people that died in that incident. We are when we look at it, it is concerning that we only see our people that lost their lives. We only see people from our side that went to hospital. We are concerned that only our people in the incident.
Thank you, Councillor. Your time is up. Unfortunately, you've had your 2 minutes. Thank you very much. Councillor Alexander has indicated that he will not be talking on this item, so the next person to speak on this item is Councillor Kruger. You have 2 minutes, please.
Good morning, Speaker, and thank you, everyone. First of all, as we all know, it was a massive disaster, probably the biggest that has ever struck George. But through the disaster, I want to thank the MM and administration for everything that they helped with, and they did from 9 minutes past 2 on May the 6th, right up until Friday when we handed over the building site. I also want to thank our executive mayor, Alderman Leon van Wyk, for all the support and all the leadership that he has shown in the past 2 weeks. It's been incredible and I've learned a lot. I'm very thankful to be speaking today as the MMC of Community Safety, where everybody knows that the fire department, traffic services, and also law enforcement really went out of their way and showed the whole world that we are capable of a world-class operation in cleaning up. It's also with a very thankful heart that I want to thank the public of George for the unreal humanity that they have shown towards everybody on site. It really warms my heart. And then lastly, condolences to every person who suffered throughout this disaster. That will always be with me, and I will never forget the past 2 weeks from a personal side. With that being said, I would like to second the proposal made by my fellow councillor, Councillor Wessels. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The item is therefore adopted. We move on to the corrected item 5.3, which is the adjustment the multi-year budget, which has been withdrawn. Councillors, that brings us to the end of the open section of our council meeting. I'm going to ask you all to stay online. We are not going to break the meeting, and I'm going to ask that corporate council, MM, I see your hand is up, please.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, I just want to indicate on behalf of the administration that we are extremely concerned that the item on the IDP and budget have been withdrawn. As indicated to you in writing, the IDP and the budget need to be considered by Council 30 days before the start of the financial year. In other words, before the end of May. Can you please indicate when these items will then be serving, considering the 31st of May is next Friday? Because they must serve before Council, then before next Friday, and also the reasons for the withdrawal so that the administration can attend to any outstanding issues. Thank you.
I will do so, MM. They will serve at Council on the 31st of May. And the reason for the withdrawal is that there are concerns about certain aspects of the budget which would like to be discussed before it is approved. There's been concerns raised by certain councillors and certain parties that they would like to discuss these before the time, and that is the reason for the withdrawal for today's meeting. Thank you. May I continue then? Thank you. Can I please ask that the link to the YouTube channel be broken and somebody indicate when that link is then off so we can continue with the confidential items, please. Can we confirm that the link has been broken, please, from communications? Corporate services, can somebody please indicate whether the link has been broken so we can continue with the meeting?
Speaker, either communication or IT must just indicate to us when it's off. Thank you.
The agenda wasn't printed completely. Okay, cool.
Ons hoor jou. Ag, Speaker, ons hoor jou.